Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatirmirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajata Sagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namasute Tapta Kanchana Gaurani Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhano Sute Devi Pranamami Hare Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatya Deshutarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, welcome everyone to our weekly Bhagavad Gita class. Thank you for taking out your precious time and coming to attend this. रुचिर है प्रभु इसका थोड़ा इको बंद कर दीजिए. And just shift this camera to नहीं हाँ टेबल बढ़ाइए. हाँ बस ये जो मोबाइल को थोड़ा सा इधर शिफ्ट कर दीजिए बीच में आके. Yeah, thank you. We are continuing our discussion from Bhagavad Gita as it is. We are on chapter 2. So far we have heard in this Bhagavad Gita various things, various wonderful discussions so far. Dhritarashtra begins this dialogue by asking a very interesting question. What did my sons and sons of Pandu do? He is hopeful, he is fearful that maybe my sons will win, maybe they'll lose, because this is Dharma Kshetra. And as he's thinking like this, Sanjay, just to increase the morale of Dhritarashtra, he says, "O king, just see your son has gone to his teacher Dronacharya and is speaking something." Duryodhan goes to his teacher Dronacharya and he says, "You have made a mistake in the past, don't repeat the same mistake." What was the mistake? Dronacharya, knowing well that Drishtadyumna has been born to kill him, he taught everything to him. So he's saying, you have made a mistake. Just see what he has done. Tavashishyena dhimata, he has arranged all this military. Don't repeat the same mistake. Fight properly. Duryodhan takes the name of all the warriors on the side of Pandavas, and he misses one very important person, the most important person. Who? Krishna, because he is not going to fight. What is the use of taking the name of a person who is not going to fight? He takes the name of all the warriors on his side, and one very interesting person is mentioned there, Karna. And then All the warriors, they blow their conch, beginning with Bhishma on this side and then Krishna. And then Arjun, he tells Krishna, please place my chariot in between the two armies. And Krishna places the chariot right in front of whom? Drona and Bhishma, because they are the dearmost. Thank you. And then Arjun is seeing 5 generations assembled in front of him, ready to fight. Acharyan, Matulan, Bhratrin, Putran, Pautran, Sakhinstata, Swashuran, Suridaschaiva, Senayor, Bhayoropi. Both sides he's seeing these soldiers. Goes into complete confusion and bewilderment. 5 reasons he gives. I'm feeling compassionate. Daya aa rahi hai mujhe. Then, how will I enjoy alone if I'll kill all my family members, friends? How will I enjoy alone? Maja kaise aayega? And if I'll kill all of them, I'll become sinful. Paap lagega, itna vad ho jayega. And then he says, if the men are killed, women will be unprotected. Who will protect them? Unwanted progeny may be born. And then he says, ultimately, he keeps his bow down and he completely is silent. Uttva tushnim babhuvaha. In the second chapter beginning, Sanjay, he's telling, just see Arjun, he has tears in his eyes. For ladies to cry is little, आसानी है. How many of you men have cried? हमेशा कोई ना कोई तो रोया होगा ना. पब्लिक में कभी कोई रोया है क्या? पब्लिक में सबके सामने ऐसा बच्चों की बात नहीं कर रहा. Arjun, he is crying tears in front of entire army. Tam tatha kripaya avishta ashru purna. He has tears in his eyes. Krishna says, kya kar rahe ho Arjun? Just get up and fight. You are behaving like a eunuch. It doesn't befit you. Uto, युद्ध करो. Arjun says, कुछ भी बोलो, मैं युद्ध नहीं करने वाला. I can't kill my superiors. It is impossible. I have learned a lot from them. How can I kill them? And then he ultimately surrenders to Krishna. I am your disciple. Tava Shishyena. So, Tava Shishyena. Duryodhana also was sarcastically telling. But here, he says, Shishyaste aham. I am your disciple. And that's the point Krishna starts instructing him. The first thing he does is, he chastises. As soon as one says, Abhi mere ko sikhao. तो पहली चीज क्या होती है? पहली डांट पड़ती है. तुमको आता ही नहीं है कुछ. यू आर बिहेविंग एज अ पंडित बट यू आर फूल नंबर 1. ऐसे ही बोलते हैं वो. यू आर बिहेविंग लाइक यू आर अ ग्रेट पंडित. अशोच्यानन्वशोचस्त्वं प्रज्ञावादां शभाषसे गतासु न गतासुंश्च नानुशोचन्ति पंडिता. Pandita, those who are learned, they don't behave like this. And then he describes the knowledge of the soul. So we were on which verse? 18. 2.18. Okay. So he has described so far that the soul is eternal. Why are you lamenting for that which is anyways going to get destroyed? The first and foremost important instruction given by Krishna is learn to tolerate. 2.14. We'll recite that 2.14 and then we'll come to 2.18. Very important verse. घर पे भी जाके पढ़ना चाहिए कभी कभी. उसको एज इट इज रखने के लिए नहीं दिया है. वो नाम है एज इट इज, तो इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि प्रभु जी अभी क्या करें, नाम लिखा था एज इट इज तो हमने रख दिया. मात्रा स्पर्शास्तु कौन्तेय शीतोष्ण सुख दुःखदा आगमापायिनो नित्या तां स्थितिक्षस्व भारत. Translation please, somebody can read loudly.
O son of Kunti, the non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress and their disappearance in peaceful are like the appearance and disappearance of winter and summer season. They arise from sense perception. O scion of Bharata, and one must learn to tolerate them without being disturbed.
Sahan karna sikho Arjun. That is a beginning instruction of Bhagavad Gita. Learn to tolerate. The next question comes, कब तक करना है? कितना सहन करें? हमने डिटेल में डिस्कस किया. We have discussed this a lot about this principle of कब तक सहन कर सकते हैं. And I have spoken this prayer many times. Oh Lord, give me the strength to change the things I can, the courage to accept the things which I can't change, and the wisdom to understand the difference between the two. These are the three things we should ask to the Lord. सहन उनको करना है जो बदल नहीं सकते. जिनको बदल सकते हैं उनको बदलने की शक्ति मांगिए. And the wisdom. So then Krishna is describing so many things that soul is eternal. So we will continue. We'll start with the 18th verse. 18th, right? Antavantai me deha nityashyokta sharirinaha anashino prameyasya tasmad yudhyasya bharata. Translation.
Only the material body of the indestructible, immeasurable, and eternal living entity is subject to destruction. Therefore, fight, O descendant of Bharata.
Yes. Antavanta ime. This body, Deha, this body, O Arjuna, it is Antavanta. It is bound to be destroyed. ऐसा नहीं कि maybe I'll die, maybe I'll not. No, Antavanta. But Sharirina, that which is in this body. Who is that?
Atma.
Atma. So Atma is Nitya. Atma is eternal. Anashi, it will never be destroyed. Aprameya. Aprameya, Srila Prabhupada translates Aprameya as immeasurable. You cannot measure the soul. Although we have discussed in the last verse only. What is the size of the soul? 1 by 10,000 tip of the hair. But still, you cannot measure it by material calculation. It is not that, अच्छा इतना है ना तो count कर लेंगे if we find an electron microscope. No. It is aprameya. Therefore, O Arjuna, why are you so much concerned about the death of the perishable body? People, they are very much fascinated by astrology. How many of you want to know your future? Future, bhavishya. बाकियों को नहीं जानना है. Krishna is telling here, Antavanta, everybody is bound to die. What is the big thing? One person came to Prabhupada and said, Swami ji, ऐसा इंडिया में बहुत लोग देखते हैं ना, बोलते हैं, स्वामी जी हाथ देखते हैं क्या? हाथ. बहुत लोग मेरे को पूछे आज तक बहुत हाथ देखते हैं क्या स्वामी जी? So one person came to Prabhupada also, स्वामी जी हाथ देखते हैं क्या? Prabhupada said, yes, दिखाओ. Prabhupada saw, no, so many problems. क्या हुआ स्वामी जी? क्या प्रॉब्लम है? जन्म मृत्यु जरा व्याधि. Everybody has to go through these problems in life. Nobody can avoid it. However we try, we cannot avoid these four realities of life. So it is very sobering reality that everybody of us, we will die one day. But the good part is, there are all the many days where we will not die. मरने के पहले, till the time we are not dead, we have this beautiful life in front of us in which we can connect to Krishna, in which we can help others, serve others, and at the same time connect with the Supreme Lord. Janma sarthak kara kara para upakar. That's the greatest facility in this human life only. Animals, they can't have this. Animals can't do paropkar. Interestingly, after the human body, after soul leaves the body, human body is useless. Other animals, their body can be used, skin or something. After the human body is dead, useless. So while living only, we can do the maximum benefit to ourselves and to others. Otherwise, everything is going to get destroyed. Yudhishthira Maharaj, once he was asked by Yaksha, We have heard the story in Mahabharata. One time, all the Pandavas, they were in the forest, and they felt thirsty. So Yudhishthir, he sent Nakula to go and search for the water. He went, he found a lake. As he was about to drink the water, a voice came, you have to first answer my questions. He neglected it. He drank the water and he was dead. Sahadev went, dead. Arjun went, he also died. Bhima went. Now Yudhishthir is waiting, अरे कोई सब लोग जा रहे हैं, आ नहीं रहा है कोई, what is happening? He goes and then he hears the same voice. He says, okay, I'll answer. One question which is very, very interesting. Yaksha says, tell me what is the most astonishing thing in this world? सबसे बड़ा आश्चर्य क्या है इस संसार में? What is the greatest astonishing thing? Any thoughts? Everybody knows कि भाई मरना तो है ही, लेकिन अपना नंबर अभी नहीं आएगा. अभी तो बहुत टाइम है. अभी तो मैं जवान हूँ, या फिर ठीक है अभी बूढ़ा भी हो रहा हूँ, लेकिन स्टिल आई एम गुड हेल्थ है. प्रॉब्लम क्या है? अहनि अहनि भूतानि गच्छन्ति ह यमालयं शेष स्थावरम इच्छन्ति किमाश्चर्यं मतः परम. What is so astonishing than this? सब लोग मर रहे हैं आजू बाजू, but still no, I will not die. ये तो ठीक है, चलेगा. People try to neglect this fact. Many times people tell, यार बिस्कॉन वालों ने डरा तो बहुत है. ये डराना, ये मरने की बात क्यों करते हैं? Live, talk about life. Life is so beautiful. आप लोग हमेशा मरने की बातें करते हो. यार नेगेटिव हो आप लोग. Even if you don't talk about it, death is sure. So why not understand the most important part which is about to come? So Srila Prabhupada writes, material body is perishable. It may perish immediately or it may do so after 100 years. So Srila Prabhupada, he would always tell, who is old? What is the definition of old age? Old kaun hai? The proximity to death is old age. Somebody may be 70 years old and he has maybe more 20 years to live. Somebody may be 40 years old and he may die in 10 years. So who is older?
40 years.
So nobody can say, अरे अभी तो बहुत समय है. It is not to scare us. मरने वालों में प्रभु जी ने बताया मरने वाले हम सब लोग. No, it is not about that. It is about understanding the reality of this world and to live life in such a way that we benefit ourselves and then also do some welfare activity. What is the greatest welfare activity? What is general definition of welfare? So next week we are going to discuss very interesting topic, Manav Seva and Madhav Seva. So what is the welfare activity in outside world? क्या है? किसको वेलफेयर में मतलब क्या बोलते हैं? समाज सेवा में क्या किया? किसी को दान दिया, somebody is given food, somebody is giving education, somebody is giving some clothes and medicine, or this is the welfare activity in today's world. Interestingly, we should understand all these are wonderful, but is there some more to add to it, or this is the only thing we should do? Is there a need to add spirituality in that? Will it make a welfare activity better? और ठीक है अभी आप ऐड कर लो लेकिन फर्क नहीं पड़ने वाला है. Is it like that? And we have heard a very simple story. कुंभ के मेले में बिछड़ा हुआ बच्चा, बेचारे खाने के लिए नहीं मिल रहा है, माता पिता से बिछड़ गया है. Somebody sees, अरे भूख लगी बेचारे को, थोड़ा थोड़ा उसको खिला देते हैं. Somebody says, oh, he has no clothes on, give him clothes. He has some disease, give him some medicine. The fourth person comes and says, "Arey, he is the son of a billionaire. What I'll do, I'll take him to his father, and then on the way I'll give him some food also, and whatever is needful, I'll do that." So what is the best thing to do out of these four?
Take him to his father.
The fourth thing, take him to his father. We'll discuss more about this principle of what is Manava Seva, what is Madhava Seva, is it same? बहुत लोग बोलते हैं अरे मानव की सेवा करो माधव अपने आप खुश हो जाएंगे. So we'll see all these things in the next class in detail. So this is very, very important so that we understand the purpose of life is not just to enjoy in this world. Yes, we have to enjoy, we should live a happy life. ऐसा नहीं है कि नए नए हमको बोला है कि एकदम सीरियस होना है आपको. सीरियस मतलब अभी हंसना बिल्कुल नहीं है. बिल्कुल हंसना नहीं है, हंसी मजाक बंद. No, it is not that. You should become sober, but sober doesn't mean you move around with a long ways. जो बोला है अभी हंसना मना है. No, it is not like that. We have to understand that this life, this body we have, that is anyways going to get destroyed one day, but we can get the maximum out of it. So Srila Prabhupada writes, there is no chance of maintaining it indefinitely, but the soul cannot be killed. The soul is eternal. But because we forget our spiritual identity, we start taking care of all the other things apart from taking care of the soul. That we forget. क्या फर्क पड़ता है? चलेगा, But Krishna in these verses, he's teaching us we can experience the highest joy in this temporary body. How? By redirecting our thoughts towards the supreme eternal truth, that is Krishna, that is the Supreme Lord. And how to begin service towards the Lord? शुरू कैसे करेंगे? How to begin serving Krishna? Any thoughts?
Purify.
Okay, how to purify? How to begin the service? Listening, chanting, or serving the devotees. Okay. Association. Okay. Or
Serving the family members.
serving the family members सेवा करेंगे तो भगवान की सेवा कैसे हो जाएगी? How to begin serving Krishna? There's a beautiful verse as Prabhuji was saying. Atah Shri Krishna, we'll recite this, all of you will follow. Repeat. Atah Shri Krishna Namadi Na Bhavet Grahyam Indriyai Sevon Mukhehi Jihvadao Swayameva Sfuratyadaha. Krishna's name, form, pastimes, they cannot be perceived by our material mind and senses. They are beyond. Adhokshaja. Akshaja means which can be seen by our eyes. Adhakshaja means which cannot be seen by our eyes. Can we see Krishna with our eyes? One time, Srila Prabhupada was giving a class, and one Indian lady, he was in India giving class. So one lady after the class, she raised her hand and said, Swamiji, can you see Krishna? Public mein pura. Swamiji, can you see Krishna? Prabhupada said, you can't see. So she was a little uncomfortable. So Prabhupada said, you want to see Krishna? She didn't know what to say. So Prabhupada said, do you want to see Krishna? By this time she became so confused. She said, no, Swamiji. Prabhupada said, that's why you can't see Krishna. Because you don't want to see Krishna. You are just asking questions. So, seeing Krishna in today's day and age, it is not so easy. But Krishna is teaching in this Bhagavad Gita how to see Krishna. We can be conscious of Krishna in our day-to-day activities. Now, just a quick activity. While drinking water, how can you be conscious of Krishna? Any thoughts? Ultimately, we have to become Krishna conscious always, right? जो भी करें कृष्ण की याद आनी चाहिए कि नहीं? उसके लिए कर रहे हैं ना? आवाज नहीं आ रही? जोर से हरि बोल बोलिए थोड़ा सा. Thank you. हरि बोल बोलिए बोलिए. How can we be conscious of Krishna while drinking water? Okay, we can be grateful. Okay, भाई पानी पीने के लिए मिल रहा है, ठीक है. Okay. Okay, ठीक है. और Krishna himself tells in Bhagavad Gita 7th chapter 4th verse. Please take out that. We don't have to invent anything else. Of course, we can be grateful always, but Krishna tells in the 7th chapter 4th verse how you can see him while drinking this water. Sorry, 7.8. 7.8. Ultimately, we have to learn to see Krishna wherever we are. We'll recite that. Rasoham apsu kaunteya Prabhasmi shashi suryayo Pranava sarva vedeshu Shabda khe paurusham nisho. Translation please.
O son of Kunti, I am the taste of water, the light of the sun, and the moon, the syllable Om in the Vedic mantras, and the sound in either and ability.
Yes. Rasoham apsu. He says, I am the taste of water. Is there a taste in water?
No.
How many of you feel there is taste in water? और कितने को लगता है water is tasteless? ना हमको तो मालूम है. Yes. Just imagine, अभी निर्जल एकादशी आने वाली है. ठीक है? अरे सुनिए पहले हंस रहे हैं आप लोग तो. निर्जल एकादशी, निर्लज्ज एकादशी नहीं. निर्जल एकादशी मतलब पानी छोड़ के सब कुछ पीना ऐसा नहीं है. हाँ, क्लैरिफाई कर रहा हूँ पहले से. आपने बताया नहीं गुरुजी, हमने तो पानी छोड़ के सब कुछ पिया. You have done anybody has fasted Nirjal Ekadashi previously or any time कुछ पूरा बिना पानी के दिन भर. चलो कुछ लोगों ने किया है. जिन्होंने किया है they can relate to this more. सुबह 6 बजे का पारण टाइम रहता है जनरली and we are desperately waiting 5:55 56 और just imagine 6 बजा और आप एकदम ऐसा फ्रेश नींबू पानी लेके बैठे हैं पीने के लिए. एंड वन डिवोटी कम्स एंड सेज, प्रभु जी एक मिनट, आपने इतना अच्छा निर्जल एकादशी किया, आपके लिए गार्लैंड लेके आऊं. बैठिए ना थोड़ा सा. ठीक है चलो भाई बना दे, गार्लैंड बना दे. चल और ऐसा एक मिनट आपको चंदन भी लगा देते हैं. थोड़ा सा चंदन भी लगा लिया. चलो फिर पीने ही वाले, प्रभु जी एक मिनट का रिकॉर्डिंग करेंगे, आपको कैसा लगा? चलो जैसे तैसे रिकॉर्डिंग भी कर लिया आपने. एंड देन यू सिट विद दैट फेवरेट नींबू पानी एंड one devotee out of his love comes and says, प्रभु जी मैं आपके लिए दूध लेके आया. क्या पानी पी रहे हैं आप? दूध पीजिए. तो क्या बोलेंगे आप? पानी ही चाहिए. नींबू पानी के भी पहले पानी पीते हैं. When you are really thirsty, that time nothing else quenches the thirst apart from water. उस समय पानी में टेस्ट होता है. That is a taste of water. And Krishna says, I am that taste. Nothing else can compare that taste. कुछ भी दे दो आप, आमरस भी दोगे उसके पहले बोलेंगे पानी पिलाओ मेरे को, उसके बाद आमरस पिएंगे. That is a taste of water. So basically, whatever we see in this world, we have to learn to become conscious of Krishna. That is Krishna consciousness. That is the whole practice. So while we are trying to see Krishna, how to begin the service? This verse says, Krishna cannot be perceived by our senses, but we can begin the service by Sevon Mukhehi Jihva. Service to the Lord begins with tongue. What are the things we do with our tongue? We speak and we taste. Just start engaging these two things in Krishna service. Start speaking about Krishna. Start chanting the names of Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Because it is so very easy to speak, tendency to speak is such powerful. So, ऐसा अगर if somebody comes and tells, मैं एक secret बता रहा हूँ केवल आपके लिए, just keep it with you, तब क्या होता है? पेट में दुखता है, किसी को तो बताना ही पड़ेगा. When somebody says किसी को मत बताना, then it's more exciting. So rather than speaking about the things of the world, rather hearing about the topics of the world, cricket में क्या चल रहा है, politics में क्या चल रहा है, movies में क्या चल रहा है, what is the use of speaking about the things which will not help us in the long run? आश्चर्यमेतद्धि मनुष्यलोके सुधां परित्यज्य विषं पिबन्ति नामानि नारायण गोचराणि त्यक्त्वा कुहका पठन्ति. This is another Ashcharya. What is Ashcharya in this world? Ashcharyam-etadhi manushya. In this Manushya Loka, people are so very bewildered. मूर्ख है सब. क्या कर रहे हैं? Sudham parityajya visham pibanti. They are giving up nectar and drinking poison. What is nectar? What is poison? All the topics of the world, they are poison. And the topics of Krishna, Namani Narayana Gocharani. People are giving up nectar and they are drinking poison. There are three things: Vish, Vishay, and Vishayi. Vish means poison. Vishaya means the object of the senses. Whatever we enjoy. Nice things, nice food, nice songs. They are Vishaya. And Vishayi means the person who is attached to Vishay. समझ गए ना? तीन चीज समझ गए. क्वेश्चन है आगे का आपके लिए, इसके लिए पूछ रहा हूँ. विषय means the sense object. विषयी समझ रहे हैं ना? हाँ, कोई पूछो ना. Vishay and Vishayi. Vishay means the person who is obsessed about enjoying the things of the world. Out of these three, which is most dangerous to associate with? How many of you feel wish? Poison. Poison is most dangerous. खाली युविका को ही लगता है? You are standing alone. अच्छा, how many of you feel Vishaya is dangerous? How many of you feel Vishayi is dangerous? और बाकी लोग क्या है? आप ही बता दो, हमको तो सब एक ही जैसा लग रहा है. When we drink poison, what happens? We die. But again, this verse Krishna, what is saying? Antavanta ime deha nitya shukta. The body is anyways going to die. The soul is eternal. When we engage in sense of gratification, what happens? We live this life, we again die. We die and then again take birth, again enjoy, again die. चलता रहता है. If we are associating with a person who is obsessed with enjoyment, इस संसार की चीजें भोगने के बाद कभी कभार ऐसी मन में इच्छा आ जाती है, enough of it. इस संसार में मजा नहीं है, मिलता नहीं है ज्यादा. इतना एडवर्टाइजमेंट है लेकिन मिलता नहीं है. इट इज नॉट द वे इट इज शोन. कभी नहीं मिलता है वैसा, या फिर मिल जाए तो वैसा नहीं मिलता है जैसा दिखावा है. और वैसा मिल भी गया तो it doesn't stay long. So while enjoying the things of the world, detachment may come. एक समय ऐसा आएगा जब वो व्यक्ति सोचेगा यार मजा ही नहीं है लाइफ में. Maybe I should think of something higher, spiritual reality. But a person who is associating with Vishayi, you know what will happen? The Vishayi will never ever say wrong about the world. He may be beaten. 25 पैसे का सर्कस सुना है ना आपको स्टोरी? किसने नहीं सुना है 25 पैसे का सर्कस? भूल गए? हमारा इतने जन्मों से चल रहा है, कैसे बोल सकते हैं आप? One time in a village, there was a mela. सामने लिखा था 25 पैसे में सर्कस. Huge line. And they would allow only one person inside. So one person enters and he says, nobody is there. Where is Mela? तो एक व्यक्ति कोने में बैठा है. तो जाके उसको पूछा, भाई साहब ये मेला किधर है? लिखा है बाहर. तो he takes out his big लाठी. मारते मारते भाग नहीं, 25 पैसे में सर्कस जीतेगा भाग. He comes out running and he sees a big line of people standing in expectation. फिर पहला वाला पूछता है, कैसा था कैसा था? ये क्या बोलता है? फर्स्ट क्लास. Everybody who is going inside getting beaten, he comes out and nobody is telling उसका पिटाई हुआ. Because you know why? Nobody wants to be seen as stupid. इतना भी नहीं मालूम 25 पैसे में कहीं सर्कस मिलता है. एवरीबडी इज थिंकिंग यार मेरे से पहले वाला तो खुश था और बाद वाला भी एक्सपेक्टेशन में खड़ा है. मे बी आई वेंट इन अ रॉन्ग प्लेस. दैट इज द प्रॉब्लम विद एसोसिएटिंग विद विषयी. जितना भी पिटाई होगा ना, नोबडी टेल्स मेरी पिटाई हो रही है. एक बार एक मेले में एक जगह लिखा था गाजर हलवा 50 पैसा. यार वाह, गाजर हलवा मिल रहा है 50 पैसे में. तो अंदर गया एक व्यक्ति, भाई साहब गाजर हलवा. देयर वाज अ कैरेट डैंगलिंग फ्रॉम द सीलिंग. वो मराठी में लिखा था, वो गाजर हलवा, गाजर हिलाओ और जाओ. So that is the problem of this world, you know. विष खा के तो एक बार मरेंगे, विषय से बार बार मरेंगे, लेकिन इच्छा नहीं जाएगी. और इच्छा जा सकती है कभी कभार, you know, because when we try to enjoy, some day may come when we are really frustrated. नहीं यार मजा नहीं आ रहा है, maybe I should turn towards Krishna. But when we associate with Vishayi, he will never let us know that पिटाई होती है भाई. इस बार पिटाई कोई बात नहीं, नेक्स्ट टाइम पक्का मजा आएगा, हम होंगे कामयाब एक दिन. मन में है विश्वास, पूरा है विश्वास. So when we learn this Bhagavad Gita, we understand that nahi baba, the world is anyways going to, you know, get destroyed. Our body will be destroyed. We have to take help of the spiritual principles, and the more we practice it, the more we will experience it. It is not just about hearing. कैसा क्लास था? अरे फर्स्ट क्लास. उसके बाद क्या करना है? हो गया अभी क्लास ओवर, अभी नेक्स्ट संडे मिलेंगे. नो, unless you practice, this knowledge will not become realization. We are not here for just gathering information. उसके लिए hard drive is enough. There is sufficient storage devices in this world. Whatever information you want, you can store there. But we are not here for information, we are here for transformation. And transformation will come when we start applying these principles by regularly chanting the names of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Because ultimately, कितनी भी बातें सुन लीजिए, there is no experience, there is no substitute to experience. You have to experience it. And this spirituality can be experienced directly. Please take out 9th chapter, first verse, second verse. Krishna is himself telling that this process can be experienced directly. किसी के बोलने पे मत जाइए. Try to experience it yourself. When we hear something, we should not just stop there. We should apply this. We are there, 9th chapter, 2nd verse. Rajavidya. We'll recite this. Rajavidya Rajaguhyam Pavitramidamuttamam Pratyakshaavagamam Dharmyam Susukham Kartumavyayam. Translation, please. Somebody please read the translation.
This knowledge is the theme of education, the most secret of all secrets. The purest knowledge, and because it gives direct perception of the self by realization, is the perfection of it.
It is, continue.
And it is
Joyfully
joyfully performed.
performed. It can be directly perceived. Pratyaksha avagamam. It is not that it is property of some people. कुछ बड़े बड़े साधु महात्मा ही होते हैं जिनको ये सब अनुभव होता है. हम तो बेचारे घर गृहस्थी में पड़े हुए लोग हैं. हम कहाँ ये सब अनुभव कर पाएंगे? No, it is not like that. Everybody can experience this. Pratyaksha avagamam. Only thing which is missing is our sincere practice, our prayers. If we are not praying, then life will pass by. समय चला जाएगा, and then after few years or 10 years or 20 years we'll think, यार practice तो बहुत किया लेकिन कुछ आगे हुआ नहीं, मजा नहीं आया, because we didn't put our heart in it. Two possibilities: either we practiced but not sufficiently, or we practiced sufficiently but we didn't put our heart in that practice. That means we were not conscious of our practices. We were not attentive. And it begins by chanting attentively. When we are chanting, we all know what happens. The most creative ideas come out in chanting only. ऐसे idea आते हैं कि क्या बताएं. होता है ना कि मुझे होता है खाली. So as the mind goes away, please try to bring it back. Don't start relishing those thoughts. अच्छा लग रहा है. और क्या होता है? अच्छा ये भी करेंगे. और some people they start using it for creative chanting, creativity only. कुछ thought नहीं आ रहा है ना, chanting करना शुरू करते हैं. Creative idea आ जाएंगे. Just imagine you have called somebody at your home, and he knocks the door, you open it, and he comes and sits on the sofa, and you start talking to somebody on phone. And he's waiting, कब देखेगा मेरी तरफ, कब बात करेगा मेरे से. I'm sitting long. That is how Krishna is. When we are chanting, we are calling Krishna and Krishna comes. But if we are not attentive, it is like neglecting Krishna. But Krishna is so merciful, still he comes. ऐसा नहीं है कि कल बुलाया सुना नहीं, आज नहीं जाऊंगा. Still he comes. Every time we chant, he comes. He's there. One time, one devotee was giving a class, and it was a students' program. So he was telling that when a devotee sits and chants, Krishna stands and listens. When devotee stands and chants, Krishna starts dancing. When devotee starts dancing while chanting in ecstasy, kirtan, Krishna is so happy he falls unconscious. That is the effect of devotees chanting on Krishna. So what you should do? You should chant attentively. Okay? So after the class, one devotee was sleeping and chanting. So another devotee came and said, "Sharam kar kuch. अभी सुना है तूने?" तो बोलता है, "प्रभु जी आप मेरी भावना ही नहीं समझ रहे हैं." कौन सी भावना भाई, क्या है तेरी भावना बता. प्रभु जी ने क्या बोला, हम जब बैठ के चैंटिंग करते हैं तो कृष्णा खड़े होके सुनते हैं. सो मैं सो के चैंटिंग करूंगा तो कृष्णा बैठेंगे ना. So we have to understand it is about developing connection with Krishna, and it begins by chanting attentively. Otherwise, ayurharti vai pumsam udyamastancha ennaso tasyarte kshana unita uttam shloka vartaya. With every rising and setting of the sun, life is decreasing. Udyam astam, uday और ast के साथ life is getting short, right? Just like in the rainy season, the rivers are overflowing, and there are small ditches of what ditches they get filled with the water of the rivers. As rainy season is over, the water starts decreasing. So there are some fishes, they go from the river to this ditch and they start staying there. After the rainy season is over, summer comes and the water of this small ditch is decreasing, and the foolish fish is not realizing that uska samay nikat aa raha hai. So scriptures they describe human life is like that. With every rising and setting of the sun, our life is decreasing. But a foolish person doesn't realize. Naiva vidvanshi jalam gada jalechara yathayuranvaham shayyam nara mudha kutumbinah. Nara mudha kutumbina. Foolish person doesn't realize कि भाई उसका समय भी निकट आ रहा है. Just like foolish fish is not realizing समय निकट आ रहा है. So that's why it is a responsibility of everyone to take advantage of this process. Spend time with family, but don't forget to spend time with Krishna. Spend time with Bhagavad Gita. आजकल तो फैमिली के साथ भी ज्यादा समय नहीं बिताते. सब लोग आजकल सोशल मीडिया पे रहते हैं. So spend time with Krishna also. That is very, very important. Because if you are not attached to Krishna, automatically तो होगा नहीं attachment. Now, what are the things needed to increase love within relationship? क्या करना पड़ता है? टाइम देना पड़ता है. कौन सा टाइम? क्वालिटी टाइम. एंड मैं पूरा 2 मिनट क्वालिटी टाइम दे रहा हूं. क्वांटिटी ऑल्सो. Quality and quantity both are needed. So don't forget to spend quantity and quality time with Krishna. And anyways we are chanting, so why not give our best time during chanting? Then we will learn to tolerate the problems of this world. Parikshit Maharaj, he was such a great king. He was not just the king of this world, this earth. He was the king of entire Jambudweep. Jambudweep is another different, section of the land, much bigger than the earth. He was the peak of his youth, very beautiful, strong, influential. One day, he was going to the forest. He became thirsty and hungry. He found sage, the hermitage of a sage. His name was Shamik. He entered the hermitage. He saw that the sage was in meditation. Samadhi में बैठे हैं. समाधि मालूम है? मुझे यहाँ से बहुत लोग दिख रहे हैं. So he was sitting in meditation. So then Parikshit said, "Oh great sage, can I get some water?" He was sitting in samadhi with his eyes closed. He didn't hear. Parikshit is not an ordinary personality of this world, Baba. He is a king. And somehow he was traveling alone. He became angry. It was not usual thing. For Parikshit to become angry on this, it was not usual. It was arrangement of the Lord. He became angry. He picked up a dead snake. There was a dead snake lying nearby. With his bow, he picked up the dead snake and garlanded that sage with that dead snake in anger, just to insult him. कि मैं राजा हूँ, राजा बोल रहा है पानी चाहिए, बड़ा कुछ मांगा भी नहीं, पानी मांगा है, and you can't give water also. And then he left. This sage had a 5-year-old son. His name was Shringi. Some of his friends, they came. He was playing nearby. Some of his friends came and told him, Arey, what happened to your father? That king Parikshit, he came and he insulted your father. He put a dead snake. 5 years old boy. Yatika, what's your age? 8 years. आपसे भी छोटा था. 5 years old boy. And he became so angry. He said, how dare this king insult my father? What does he think about himself? Kshatriyas are supposed to be like watchdogs. They should stand out of the hermitage of Brahmanas. How dare he insult my father? I curse him. 5 साल का बच्चा श्राप दे रहा है. That time it was, they had power. अच्छा वो अभी नहीं है. He cursed. I curse him that he will die in 7 days by the bite of Takshak. Now Parikshit, he was already feeling very sad because after he left the hermitage, he started thinking, why did I do that? Because he was a great devotee also. He was a protector of Brahmanas. He felt such remorse. पश्चाताप हुआ उसको उनको. How can I insult a Brahman? He was feeling very sad. And then this Shringi, as he pronounced this curse, Shamik Rishi came to know what his son has done. He sent one of his disciples to inform Parikshit that, this is what my son has done. Please prepare yourself. You have 7 days. Because Brahmana's curse can never be reversed. Parikshit had the power to reverse that curse. He was powerful enough. But you know what he did? He just accepted it. Thinking that maybe there is a plan of Krishna. And he had the power. It was not that abhi shakti nahi hai to kya kare. Just like one time there was a person traveling in train and बहुत भीड़, local train, विरार to चर्च गेट सुबह 8 बजे वाली local, free massage वाला time. So he asked one person in front, भाई साहब time क्या हुआ? He was very strong, heavy built, long. भाई साहब time क्या हुआ है? So he slapped him, pow! बोला 1 बजा है. आंसर देने के बाद झापड़ मारा. तो उसका फ्रेंड बगल में खड़ा था, बोला यार तूने उसको कुछ किया नहीं, उसने तेरे को झापड़ मारा. ये बोलता है अरे यार मैं भगवान को थैंक यू बोल रहा हूँ. उसका साइज देख के आई एम थैंकिंग गॉड आई डिडंट आस्क हिम 1 hour बैक. नहीं तो 12 पड़ता था. So in some situations we have to just accept the reality. We can't do anything about it because शक्ति नहीं है. अभी क्या करेगा? शक्ति नहीं है तो ठीक है, अभी एक्सेप्ट कर लो. अभी क्या करेंगे? जाओ छोड़ दिया इसको. अरे छोड़ दिया. It's like one time two ants, they were walking. सामने से हाथी आया तो एक चींटी दूसरे को बोलती है एक चलना दोनों मिलकर उसको पीटते हैं. तो दूसरी बोलती है जानते हैं यार हम दोनों वो अकेला है. आपके शक्ति नहीं है तो कुछ भी बोलो ना, क्या फर्क पड़ता है? Parikshit, he had the power to retaliate, but still he didn't retaliate. He understood that there must be a plan of the Lord and accepted. And he just left everything, went to the bank of river Ganga, and he told all the sages. They had assembled. बड़े संसार के सबसे बड़े व्यक्ति ने संन्यास लिया है. Everybody came. And Parikshit, he is very, very humbly, he's offering prayers. That it seems the Lord has a plan. And all of you, please keep on speaking about Krishna as I leave my body. So it is so very wonderful. The more we accept the realities of the world, the more we become peaceful. The more we accept ourselves, the more we can take decisions calmly. There are 5 stages people go through It's like a very sad story in COVID times. One lady, her son, he was diagnosed with COVID and he was admitted, young boy, and ultimately he died because of that COVID. So this mother, she was informed, and as she came in the hospital, and she was told that your son is dead. She said, "ऐसा हो ही नहीं सकता. Not possible. How can my son die?" Great shock, complete denial. नहीं हो सकता. And then after some time, the doctor was trying to tell, and some of her relatives, she became angry. इस डॉक्टरों ने ठीक से मेरे बेटे का ट्रीटमेंट नहीं किया, मुझे दूसरा हॉस्पिटल लेके जाना चाहिए था. Very angry. That is second stage. First is denial and anger. Then she goes to the body of her son and says, "Beta out, beta chal, हम लोग दूसरे हॉस्पिटल जाएंगे." She's completely delirious. And then she tells doctor, "Doctor, कुछ तो करो ना, उसको वापस लाओ ना." She's trying to bargain. कुछ तो होगा, कैसे तो लेके आओ इसको. Then comes the next. She becomes silent, sits at one place, completely motionless, no emotions. That is the fourth stage of depression. And then, after half an hour, she started crying. And then, the doctors and other people, they came, and then the doctor also said, "Thank God she's crying. Now she has accepted it." So, unless we reach the fifth stage of acceptance, it is very difficult to handle problems. Either people go into depression, or they start doing so many other things, trying to bargain, or they become angry on God, or they become angry on others. So, this process of practicing spiritual life teaches us how to accept the reality. Ki bhai, this body is going to die. This body is always temporary. The soul is eternal. Because ultimately, without the will of the Lord, nothing happens. There is a beautiful prayer which Prahlad Maharaj offers to Narsimhadev. He says, "Oh my Lord, if you neglect somebody, fathers and mothers, they can't protect their child. If you neglect somebody, a boat cannot take a person across the river. If you neglect a person, that person cannot be saved by doctors. Balasya neha sharanam pitaro narasimha nartasya chagadamudanvati majjato no taptasya tatpratividhir yahyanja sheshta tavad vibhotanubhritam tvadupekshitanam." Oh my Lord, if you do upeksha of somebody, balasya, children cannot be protected. A boat cannot take a person across the river. So it is very, very important to understand that, of course, Krishna, he is our supreme father and mother. And when we take shelter of Krishna, Krishna knows how to deal with us so that we can become a better person. And जब बच्चों को पेरेंट्स बोलते हैं, "बेटा टीवी मत देख," कैसा लगता है? बच्चों को कैसा लगता है? यस, बुरा लगता है. बच्चे नहीं बोल रहे, बाकी सब बोल रहे हैं. अच्छा लगता है यार. मेरे फ्रेंड्स के मम्मी पापा तो मना नहीं करते, वो तो देखने देते हैं, मुझे ही क्यों मना कर रहे हैं? एंड when this बच्चा does some गड़बड़, then parents डांटते भी हैं, "मम्मी इतना क्यों डांट रहे हो? वो देखो उसकी मम्मी कभी डांटती नहीं इतना, मुझे ही डांट रहे हो आप." But that chastisement, वो डांट, वो टीवी नहीं देखना, बाद में जब बच्चे बड़े होते हैं, दिन दे से अच्छा हुआ डांटा, अच्छा हुआ टीवी देखने से मना किया, I could study properly, I became a better person. बच्चे को नहीं समझता कभी. बच्चे मेरे को ऐसा घूर घूर के देख रहे हैं, देखो हमारे अगेंस्ट बोल रहे हैं. So in due course of time, we will also realize that whatever Krishna is doing for us, either he is chastising us, Either he is not allowing the things which we like. मुझे तो ये चाहिए था, मुझे तो वो जॉब चाहिए था, और ये वाला मिलने ही वाला था, अभी प्रोजेक्ट नहीं मिला. पता नहीं क्या कर रहे हैं भगवान. Krishna knows us better. Krishna knows how to bring us closer to him, because there are two things: Shreyas and Preyas. Shreya means long term vision, Preya means short term vision. पेरेंट्स हैव लॉन्ग टर्म विजन. उनको दिखता है कि भाई बच्चे आगे चल के बड़े होके क्या करेंगे, अभी नहीं पढ़ेंगे तो. मेनी टाइम्स वी आर आल्सो हैविंग शॉर्ट साइटेड विजन. अभी दिखता है बस, ये नहीं हुआ, वो नहीं हुआ, ऐसा क्यों कर रहे हैं भगवान, व्हाई. जस्ट लाइक ध्रुव, when he was not allowed to sit on the father's lap. ध्रुव की स्टोरी मालूम है ना आप लोगों को थोड़ी बहुत. Dhruva is a small boy. He wanted to sit on the lap of his father. His father's name was Uttanpad. And his mother was Suniti. He had a stepmother also. Her name was Suruchi. And her son was Uttam. Uttam was sitting on the lap of his father. And Suruchi was a pet wife. She was a dear wife. And as Dhruva, he comes and he says, I also want to sit on the lap of my father. छोटे बच्चे आके बोलते, पापा मुझे भी बैठना है. Suruchi, she's really angry. She says, Dhruva, if you want to sit on your father's lap, you have to take birth from my womb. That means, what she's saying? You die, you take birth from my womb, then only you will be able to sit on your father's lap. ऐसा नहीं बैठ सकते तो. Dhruva becomes really angry. He's a 5 years old boy. छोटे बच्चे हैं एकदम. Angry, he goes running, heavily breathing. You know, छोटे बच्चे कैसे रोते हैं ना, एकदम ऐसा सिसकियां ले लेके रोते हैं, एकदम ऐसा रोते हैं कि पूरा कांपता है शरीर. Angry, crying, he goes running to his mother. By this time, the other maid servants, they had told Suniti what happened. Just imagine this scenario. आपके बच्चे को किसी ने तो डांट दिया. And he comes to you or she comes to you running. और आपको पता है कि वो उसने ऐसा किया है. So how will you handle this situation? क्या बोलेंगे आप अपने बच्चे को? Yes, any thoughts? कुछ नहीं बोलेंगे, वो रोता रहता है. कुछ तो बोलेंगे ना. काम डाउन हो क्या, और तो आप बहुत आगे की चीज बोल रहे हैं. एवरेज पर्सन व्हाट ही सेज, व्हाट दे से, छोड़ दे बच्चे, कोई बात नहीं बेटा, जाने दो, और चॉकलेट दे देंगे, ठीक है बेटा चॉकलेट खा, और हाँ जी
जाके मार दिया. मैंने बोला.
उसको उतार के खुद बैठ जा.
और क्या बोलते हैं, बेटा जाने दो, छोड़ो. और क्या बोलेंगे, अरे वो ऐसे ही है, वो छोड़ दो, वो ऐसी है, मालूम है मेरे को, ठीक, वो बुरी है. You know what she says? Yeah, Mataji was saying something. What she says? सुनीति क्या बोलती है? You're saying something? First thing, you know what she tells to him? She says, beta, very, very important thing. You know, all the parents should know how to give counseling to your children so that they become a better person. कई बार बच्चे गिर जाते हैं ना, गिर गया और बच्चा रो रहा है, तो क्या करते हैं पेरेंट्स? मार दिया मैंने, अच्छा बेटा चुप चुप चुप, मार दिया उसको. You know what are we doing? We are telling the child, बेटा तेरी गलती नहीं है, इसकी गलती है. नेक्स्ट टाइम वो गिरेगा ना लाइफ में, he will find out किसकी गलती है. You know, we should tell them, बेटा कोई बात नहीं, but कुछ तो तूने गड़बड़ किया है. Of course, we should know how to do it. So Suniti, what she says, don't harbor ill feelings for the person who has done harm to you. That's the first thing she says. 5 साल के बच्चे को बोल रहे हैं, ऐसा नहीं कि बड़ा आदमी है, बेटा जिसने तेरे साथ बुरा किया है ना उसके बारे में बुरा मत सोच. And second thing she says, ये तेरे कर्मों का फल है. You must have done something. And third thing she says, you want something in life? And you say, yes, of course I want. क्या चाहिए था उसको?
Sit on the father's lap.
He want no sit on the father's lap. तो वो शुरू की बात थी. After he is rejected, you know what he was thinking? I will become greater than my great grandfather. ये क्या समझते हैं अपने आप को? क्षत्रिय है, क्या समझते हैं अपने आप को? He want to become. Who was the great grandfather of Dhruva? प्रहलाद किधर से आ गए? किधर प्रहलाद? ठीक है, अभी उसके और ऊपर मैं कुछ बोलूंगा नहीं, मुझे एक बहुत yes, was a great grandfather of Brahma. Father of Dhruva is Uttanpad. Uttanpad's father is Swayambhuva Manu. Swayambhuva Manu's father is Brahmaji. He wanted a kingdom greater than his great grandfather Brahma. किसी की इच्छा है ऐसा संसार में कुछ? अपने को क्या है, दिल है छोटा सा, छोटी सी आशा. हमारा बस एक 4-5 BHK का फ्लैट हो जाए, और क्या चाहिए बस. ज्यादा हो गया. उतनी भी इच्छा नहीं है हमारे. We are satisfied with small things. भाई थोड़ा अपना बिजनेस ठीक ठाक चल जाए, जॉब अच्छा हो जाए, घर गृहस्थी. He had the desire of becoming greater than Brahma. Who can have this desire, Baba? कोई है ऐसा यहाँ पे? And his mother, she says, ऐसा कोई सोचता है क्या? है ना? कुछ भी बोल रहा है. You know what she says? तमेव वत्साश्रय वृत्य वत्सला मुमुक्षुभिमृत्य पदाब्ज पद्धतिम अनन्य भावे निज धर्म भाविते मन अवस्थाप्य भजस्व पुरुषम. She says, oh my child, please bhaja, please worship that supreme Purusha, worship Krishna. You know why? What can I do? What can I give you? I am one mother. I have heart of one mother. Krishna has a heart of millions of mothers. Please go to him. He will fulfill all your desires. That's expert mother. That is the wonderful mother. Whatever the child feels or thinks, bring him close to Krishna. She could have told, कोई बात नहीं बेटा, तू बड़ा हो, बाद में उसको हम लोग देख लेंगे. And some of you देख लेंगे, हम लोग मारते हैं दोनों मिलके. चलो. She says, go to Krishna. And when one goes to Krishna, you know what happens? Krishna fulfills our desire in such a way. Achha, if you have some material desire, should we ask Krishna? Material desire, I want a genuine material desire. मतलब, I need it, सच में. कितने लोग लगता है नहीं मांगना चाहिए? ऐसा कैसे मांगेंगे? भगवान से तो खाली प्रेम भक्ति, और क्या चाहिए? और कितने लोग लगता है मांग लेना चाहिए भाई? बाकी लोग क्या करेंगे? कंफ्यूजन बहुत तरह से होता है. हाँ ना, अरे भगवान से नहीं मांगे तो किससे मांगे? देवताओं से मांगेंगे. किसके पास जाएंगे? शिव जी के पास? इंद्र चंद्र वरुण इनके पास जाएंगे? किसके पास जाएंगे?
सभी के पास जाते हैं.
नहीं, अब तो भक्ति में आ गए ना. अब किसके पास जाएंगे? नाउ वी अंडरस्टैंड, वी हैव टू वर्शिप कृष्णा. कृष्णा इज सुप्रीम. अब किसके पास जाएंगे? इफ यू नॉट आस्क मटेरियल थिंग्स फ्रॉम कृष्णा, किससे मांगेंगे? Please understand, we are not talking about our extravagant desires. कि मेरे पास एक मोबाइल तो है, लेकिन आईफोन 16 मिलता तो अच्छा होता था. लेटेस्ट के आईफोन 16 ही है ना? प्रो मैक्स. ओह थैंक यू. क्या रेट है उसका? 1.5 लाख. बस मेरे को एक 16 Pro Max मिल जाएगा तो बस, और कुछ इच्छा नहीं है भगवान, बस. We're not talking about that. But if we are really in need of something, just like if a devotee opens a business and he's really, really in need of, some money, he knows that if profit doesn't happen, I'll be in loss, it will be a great problem. Should he pray to Krishna? We should not practice bhakti at a level where we are not. Ask Krishna, but also offer this prayer. Krishna, I don't know what is to be asked, that's why I'm asking this thing. Please fulfill this desire if you feel so, and also give me the intelligence to ask a better thing. That is a devotee. We should not think, nahi, kuch nahi mangenge. You know what will happen later? नहीं मिलेगा ना तो क्या करेंगे? भगवान मैंने नहीं मांगा, तुमको तो मालूम था मुझे चाहिए. आप तो अंतर्यामी हो, बिना मांगे दे देते तो क्या प्रॉब्लम होता?
कुछ कम तो नहीं होता था.
कुछ कम तो होता नहीं आपका. So that's how, when we ask Krishna, when we become humble in front of the Lord for our genuine desires, please don't take the moral. People have different ways in which they understand things. कुछ लोग आके क्या बोलेंगे? आज प्रभु जी ने बोला है जो मांगना है मांग लो. We have a hearing bias. What we hear and what the speaker says, there is a difference. अंतर होता है. आज सुबह हमारे ब्रज बिहारी बगल में क्लास दे रहे थे. वो एक बताया चीज. चलो मैं भी वो पूछता हूँ आपको. I'll say something and then I'll ask what I said. Srila Prabhupada, I'll start. Srila Prabhupada said all scientists, all atheistic scientists are rascals. We should never follow them. Stop. Okay? So now, anybody would like to say what I said? Yes. क्या बोले?
Srila Prabhupada said that all atheistic scientists are rascals. We should never follow.
Okay, great. Thank you. Anybody else? Okay, ठीक है. तो इन्होंने क्या बोला? All atheistic scientists are rascals. Who said? वो आपने बोला नहीं, लेकिन बाद में आगे क्या होगा? प्रभु जी बोले all atheistic scientists are rascals. एडिटिंग हो जाता है उसमें. So we should take this message very, very clearly. All our genuine desires, which are not extravagant, which we really want, go and ask Krishna. मांगते होंगे ना, anyways तो मांगते होंगे. मांगना चाहिए. But at the same time, we should also pray, Krishna, I don't know, please fulfill my desire in a way that I don't go away from bhakti. And Krishna is expert in doing that. Krishna will fulfill our desire in a way, next time हम लोग मांगेंगे ही नहीं. Krishna gives in such a way that we will not ask for the material things again. The classic example is Dhruva. What he wanted? Kingdom bigger than Brahmaji. After he got darshan of the Lord, you know what he said? Sana Vilashi tapasi sitoham tvam praptavan deva munindra guhyam kacham vichinvan api divya ratnam swamin kritarthosmi varam nayache. He says, oh my Lord, स्थान की अभिलाषा से मैंने आपकी तपस्या की. कौन सा स्थान चाहिए? ब्रह्मा जी से बड़ा. स्थानाभिलाषी तपसी स्थितोहम. आपका दर्शन हुआ, my Lord. After having your darshan, you know what I have realized? Kacham vichinvan. What I was looking for was broken pieces of glass. And you have given me Divya Ratna. I don't want anything else. नहीं चाहिए मेरे को ये सब. But Krishna ने दिया कि नहीं दिया? Yeah. To take it. You know why? If you will not take, आगे चल के लोग क्या बोलेंगे? जो मांगने जाते हैं वो तो देते नहीं है, बाकी कुछ और ही पकड़ा के भेज देते हैं. Krishna gives our desires, fulfills our desires, but he makes us understand that this is insignificant, valueless. but because I need it, Krishna gave it, but it is not so much of importance. The more important thing is devotional service, chance to serve Krishna. So that is interesting. So we'll stop here. Any questions? Yes, Mati, you have a question.
गीता में एक श्लोक में हमने पढ़ा है कि हमें श्लोक में है कि अदर देवी देवताओं से अपनी fulfill करनी चाहिए मटेरियल
कहाँ लिखा है?
श्लोक ऐसा भगवान
मुझे ना कल ही परसों ही ना एक डिवोटी ने बोला, प्रभु जी, आई वाज जस्ट टेलिंग हिम, मैं चाय नहीं पीना चाहिए यार, चाय कॉफी बंद करो, अभी हो गया 2 साल हो गया। बोले प्रभु जी क्या बोल रहे हैं आप, कल ही मैंने भगवत गीता में पढ़ा है कि खुद बना के चाय पीना चाहिए, मालूम है, और जो खुद बना के चाय पीता है उसको पंडितों के दर्शन होते हैं। किधर लिखा है? बोला 5th चैप्टर निकालो, 5th चैप्टर 18th वर्स निकालिए, 5th चैप्टर 18th वर्स। वो बोल रहे हैं मेरे को, प्रभु जी भगवत गीता में लिखा है कि स्वयं चाय बना के पीना चाहिए। 5th chapter 18th verse मिल गया? Recite this. विद्या विनय संपन्ने ब्राह्मणे गविहस्तिनि शुनि चैव स्वपाके च पंडिता समदर्शना। तो ऐसा श्लोक का मीनिंग निकालते हैं लोग। देखो, बोल रहे सुनो, भगवान बोल रहे सुनो भाई, स्वयं चाय बना के स्वपाके चा, खुद बनाओ और पियो। स्वपाक वही है ना, स्वपाक, खुद बनाओ। ऐसा ही आपका मेरे को सुन के याद आ रहा हो। कृष्णा इज टेलिंग यू शुड, those who go to devatas. In 7th chapter, one of the verses, 21 or 22, Krishna says, कामैस्तैस्तै ऋतज्ञाना प्रपद्यन्ते अन्य देवता. Those people who have lost their intelligence. ऋता मतलब जिनके ज्ञान का अपहरण हो गया हो, वो किसके पास जाते हैं? प्रपद्यन्ते अन्य देवता. And then Krishna says, I only make their devotion strong in that devata. But he says they are alpamedhasaha, they are less intelligent. Why to go to devatas? You found that verse, Mataji? Which verse you are talking about? Verse number
27:20.
720. क्या बोल रहे हैं उसमें? हाँ नहीं, आपका वर्ष। यो यो याम याम तनुम भक्ता श्रद्धयार्चितुम इच्छति तस्य तस्य अचला श्रद्धा तामेव विदधाम्यहम्. That is 22nd, right? 21. So Krishna is in that verse, you know what he is saying? Whichever devata you are worshipping, I will make your faith strong in that devata. But Krishna is not recommending you to worship that devata. Because एक श्लोक पहले उन्होंने क्या बोला है? Foolish people. So why he'll recommend his devotees to go and worship devatas? But if somebody says, नहीं मुझे देवता के पास जाना है, ठीक है जाइए, I will make your faith strong. Krishna is not an insecure God. कि मेरे पास नहीं आ रहे, इसको तो मैं कुछ नहीं दूंगा, जाओ जिसके पास जाना जाइए. I'll make your faith strong, but ultimately you will realize whatever you will get from the devatas, they are temporary and they will not give us happiness in the long run. So that's why Krishna is very strongly saying, भाई देवताओं की पूजा बुद्धिमान लोग नहीं करते हैं.
But then why devatas are there? Devatas are
Good question.
Only
Why devatas are there then?
his subordinates or something.
हैं क्यों? बताइए. Because people are at different levels of consciousness. Why a child studies? छोटे बच्चे क्यों पढ़ते हैं? यतिका, छोटे बच्चे क्यों पढ़ते हैं? नॉलेज मिलेगा, कुछ भी नॉलेज के लिए कौन पढ़ता है आजकल? बच्चे छोटे, मतलब 4-5 साल के, उनको मम्मी जबरदस्ती भेजती है, बेटा जा क्यों पढ़ते हैं? नहीं पढ़ेंगे तो डांट पड़ेगी, पापा की मार पड़ेगी, मम्मी की डांट पड़ेगी, तो जाना चाहिए, है ना? थोड़े और बड़े होते हैं तो बेटा अगर तूने क्लास में अच्छे मार्क्स लाए ना तेरे को ये मिलेगा या फिर साइकिल मिलेगी, यू नो, रिवॉर्ड। और बड़े होते हैं तो नाउ द चाइल्ड इज इन कॉलेज, नाउ व्हाई इज स्टडीइंग? Because he has duty towards the parents. Now he understands my parents have really worked hard to send me here, I should study. And then after becoming a very successful person, they may continue to study more and get more degrees because now they want to serve the parents. Similarly, different people are at different levels of consciousness. Some people, they go out of fear. Some people, they go out of reward. I want something. Some people, they go because they are grateful, and very few people, they go to God to love Him. So if somebody is not at the level of love or duty, and if we are at the level of either fearing God or getting rewards from God, if we are not fortunate enough, we will go to devtas only. Because देवता के साथ आप डीलिंग कर सकते हैं, बिजनेस डीलिंग है वो, इतना दो वापस मिलेगा जितना, हुंडी में जाके डालो और प्रार्थना करो और मिल जाएगा, सुख संपत्ति घर आवे, अंधन को आंख दे तो कोड़िन को काया, बाजन को पुत्र दे तो निर्धन को माया. So all the people are not at this level of consciousness. It is rare to come to Krishna. It is easy to go to devatas. Because with devatas you can just do a business dealing. You worship them and you will get something in return. But if you want to make connection with Krishna, he is like Father. He will give only what we need. Devatas, jo mangiye, you pay them, they'll give you. So it requires a certain level of consciousness to go to Krishna and not go to devatas. So many people are not at that level where they can go to devata, they can go to Krishna. So they say, no, हमको इतना ऊपर. We are satisfied with material things. And Krishna ना जल्दी देते नहीं है. Krishna बहुत टाइम लगाते हैं. Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, Shipram himanushe loke siddhi bhavati karmaja. उसके आगे पीछे आता है एक श्लोक. You know why people go to devatas? Because devatas give quick results. Shipram. कृष्ण के पास जाएंगे ना, इतनी जल्दी नहीं मिलता है. पहले तो अच्छी चीज ही देंगे, बुरी चीज नहीं देंगे, और पूरा टेस्ट करके देंगे. इसलिए लोग बोलते हैं क्यों जाने का भाई इनके पास, आशुतोष के पास जाइए, जल्दी मिलता है. Why to go to Krishna? For material things I'll go to devatas. Quick results. But that quick results get destroyed also quickly. And that degrades our consciousness. Our consciousness is absorbed more in material things. कृष्णा देते हैं ना तो ऐसा देते हैं कि हमारी इंद्र तृप्ति करने की इच्छा कम हो जाती है. We don't get attached to this world. That's the difference between when Krishna gives and when devatas give. So not everybody is at that level. तो उन लोगों के लिए भगवान ने बनाया ये देवताओं का सिस्टम. जाइए आप इनके पास जाइए, इनके पास जाके धीरे धीरे, if somebody worships devatas genuinely without any material motives, for sure they will come to Krishna. Because all the devatas, they direct their sincere devotees to Krishna. That is the natural outcome of a devotee's heart. भाई मेरे जो इष्ट हैं आप उनके पास जाइए ना. That is by default setting of all the devatas. शिव जी हो, दुर्गा हो, any devata. Okay. Yes, Mati ji.
देवताओं के पास, कृष्णा जी के पास नहीं, वो हमारी मटेरियल पूरी नहीं करते. तो पता है
तो किसके पास जाएंगे फिर?
तो जिनको चाहिए तो वो
क्यों जाएंगे देवताओं के पास?
अगर मटेरियल डिजायर
मैं मटेरियल डिजायर्स के लिए कृष्ण के पास जाऊंगा ना,
मुझे वो चाहिए नहीं ना,
तो फिर किसके पास जाएंगे फिर?
नहीं तो मटेरियल नहीं चाहिए, मैं ये बोल रही हूँ।
अच्छा, नहीं चाहिए तो then you go to Krishna. If you ask if you have material desires, then where will you go? If you want some material thing, अच्छा घर चाहिए, अच्छा बिजनेस चाहिए, और बच्चों का भी अच्छा ठीक ठाक हो जाए सब, तो किसके पास जाएंगे? These are material things, right? These are not spiritual things, ना? Asking for anything of this world is material. किसके पास जाएंगे? नहीं, मम्मी के पास नहीं जाएंगे।
नहीं नहीं नहीं, मम्मी के पास
हाँ।
लोन लेने जाएंगे।
So, we have to understand. If we want anything of this world, that is material. So किसके पास जाएंगे उसके लिए?
नहीं, जाने की जरूरत है क्या? वो अपना भी दे देंगे।
उसको बोलते हैं हियरिंग बायस। मैं शुरू से वही बोल रहा हूँ, इफ वी आर रियली वांट इट, इफ यू हैव नो मटेरियल डिजायर, परफेक्ट। बट ऐसा हो सकता है क्या?
होता है। मेरे साथ तो हुआ है, मैं तो ही मांगता कभी। उसको मालूम है जो
नेक्स्ट
अच्छा
क्लास में आपको इधर बिठाएंगे।
मुझे मालूम है जो अच्छा होगा वही देगा वो। भाई शुड आस्क, उससे ज्यादा देने वाला होगा तो भाई शुड आस्क फ्लेक्सर।
मुझे से मिल लीजिएगा आप नेक्स्ट टाइम। So we have to understand this, you know. Material desires, whatever desires you have. Krishna himself says in Bhagavatam describes akama sarva kamo va mokshakam udaradhi tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. You have no desires, akama sarva kam. You have all the material desires. Mokshakam, you want liberation? Worship Krishna. Tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. Worship Krishna only. आपकी जो भी इच्छा है ना, कृष्ण की पूजा करिए। कृष्णा विल फुलफिल इट एंड ही विल प्यूरिफाई यू आल्सो। देवतास विल फुलफिल इट, दे विल इंक्रीज योर डिजायर्स। दैट्स द डिफरेंस। ओके ओके, थैंक यू वेरी मच। हरे कृष्णा। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय।